Hey guys, this is Agent Lozen. We're doing something a little bit different today. I thought I'd try this out just for fun. It's a bit of a different format. I recently made a video about Super Metroid, and in the video, as I usually do, I wanted to demonstrate the things you should know about the game, some of the neat tricks to do, some of the neat items to find that you may not know right away if you're a beginner. So today, instead, what we're doing is I'm going to run the game and not pull any punches like I sometimes do. I sometimes do silly things in my video that I wouldn't if I were to just sit down and play the game myself. So anyway, we're loading up a save file I made, and all it does is pass up the series station in roughly 1 minute, and we go right to Zeebs. So I said in the video, when you're landing down at the beginning, there's nothing to do to the right now. There's no way to access anything to the right, so you're supposed to go left immediately, which is the thing I would do. I try and preempt things as I play through the game. If you're familiar enough with it, you know where your doors are, you know where your items are, you know how the path bends around. And so I sort of try and predict to make the run a little bit faster, where the doors will be, and I shoot things in advance. And I think if you watch any good run, any good speed run, they do it a lot better than I do. I don't think I showed this tunnel at all, this vertical shaft, in the video. I mean, it's pretty much empty. You can understand why I didn't want to put it in there. It was a long video as it was. I always screw this part up right here. I don't know what the best way through there is. I always fall through. Alright, so we're going down to the beginning of Metroid 1. If you're playing Super Metroid and you're a fan of Super Metroid, and you see this, you're like, oh man, I bet Metroid 1 is really cool. Metroid 1 is a lot harder than this game is. This game improved on a lot of Metroid 1's shortcomings, so they're not the same by any means. We're getting the Morph Ball. You really only need 2 items down here on Bryn Star right now. I'm trying to wall jump here, and it's not working. As a matter of fact, several points throughout this video, when I was making it, like, my controller was being funny. I'm emulating this, naturally. I have the real game on the SNES. I'm emulating this. I'm using a PlayStation 3 controller, and it just wasn't cooperating for some things. So down below, we get our first missile container, missile upgrade. And once you have this, you can head back to Crateria up in the elevator. There is a second easily accessible missile container, but if you're doing a speedy run of this game, you won't need that yet. So I'm at the door, and I thought, nope, let's go back. You'll come back through there later with better items, and it's just more efficient. So back up the elevator. It's kind of boring, I'm sorry. Alright, now Zeebs has come to life, like I said in the video. You gotta fight these stupid space pirates. I guess they're like the introduction to fighting stuff. They all die in one shot. Their attacks are kind of delayed. They're big targets. They're easy to hit. There's a secret underneath where I ran there. That's where the old Mother Brain was in the first game. There's a missile container or something. You need power bombs to reach it. And speaking of secrets, that little ledge to the right against the wall, you can bomb there, or maybe with super missiles, and I think there's a super missile container bit down there. We can't get it yet, though, so I just utterly ignored it. I'm using wall jumps to get up here. It helps a little bit. As a matter of fact, I'm fighting all these space pirates, too. And I think the run would be slightly faster if I just sort of ignored them, but I'm stupid, so I fight them. I didn't even introduce wall jumping until roughly halfway through my video, the winning tips and tricks for Super Metroid. But I'm doing it a lot here. And I'm not just doing it to, like, impress anyone. It's not a particularly impressive run. But it's a knee-jerk reaction. If I can't quite make a jump, I'm practiced enough that I just do a wall jump instead. But like I said in the video, wall jumping is very hard to learn. It takes a long time to get the right button combination. But once you really understand it, it's fairly easy to pull off, once you're practiced at it. And I like to think I am. This is the first... He's kind of a mini-boss. He's not really a true boss. in the Super Metroid video I did, I showed you the statue room, and it has all the bosses and their little crystals. This guy doesn't belong on there. He's a fairly easy fight, appropriate for early game. You just angle your gun at him like I'm doing. You can shoot these little... when I ran the game in my video, he didn't spit that crap out. But he's doing it for me, so... And he's cheap that time. You can get extra missiles and stuff if you shoot it out of the air. You can be really reckless. I mean, I'm getting my butt kicked here. I'm getting hit repeatedly, and as long as you just keep shooting, he dies pretty quickly. I was in pretty good shape, but if you're roughed up coming into this room or going out, you can kill those little bugs for items. Really good speedrunners can like wall jump and morph ball out of the left hole, but I can do that maybe 1 in 20 times, so we're not going to even try. You're supposed to bomb your way through here. That's the way the developers intended. Bomb this wall. As a kid, I couldn't figure that out. I had to like look at my Nintendo Power. I didn't understand what to do there. I didn't make the connection that we just got the bombs, and no, we need to use the bombs. Here's an E-tank coming up. Ooh. Almost got hit by that guy. Having a lot of E-tanks makes a pretty good difference, a pretty big difference when you're playing through this game. It's early enough right now. It's easy enough early in. It's not a big deal though, but later on you'll be glad that you have them. To the right is where that statue room is. You don't even need to go there right now. You don't need to go there at all until the very end of the game. So I'm skipping it. It's a waste of time. And we're heading down to Brinstar. We were technically in Brinstar before, but that's where the morph ball is. But this is like the other entrance. It's more green here. In this first part of Brinstar, there are several pink doors you can go into. I've only got 5 missiles, so I'm only going to go through one of them. The rest are kind of unnecessary. One's a save point, one's a missile refill. I don't really need them. Really clever speedrunners can do this trick, where when you morph ball at just the right angle, at the right velocity, you can like maintain a really high speed morph ball and get through these gates early. But again, I have like a 1 in 20 success rate on that. So, not going to do it. We'll come back later. Actually, I'm not going to come back in this video. But if you're doing a proper run, proper speed run, a complete speed run, you will. I'm aiming for like a high item completion. When I was making my video, I on purpose missed a couple items. Because, I mean, it was a long video, and I knew it was going to be long. So there were several missile containers I just skipped on. And I want to do my best I can to hit them as fast as I can for you. Like, if you're a decent player, you can do what I'm doing here with a little bit of practice. I'm not that great, although pretty competent, I'd like to think. Did I say that earlier? Need some missiles for this. Those little enemy spawners are a good place to refill in items. There's that save room to the left, see him shooting at it. If you're not confident about the hanging plant boss later, you can save there. I'm not going to though, it's a waste of time. You see these enemies a lot, these like little flying bug things. And right now, while I only have the normal shot, they're kind of hard to kill. I'm using missiles to kill them. But later in, you'll get you know, your Spazer Beam and your Wave Beam, and they go down pretty quickly. Here's the hanging plant boss. You can restock on health and missiles. Actually, the little pollen things, they're really, they drop items really frequently. Some enemies just won't drop what you want, but the pollen, it's very forgiving. So he's opening his mouth. I'm going to fire as many missiles as I can in there. I tried 3, couldn't get 3, I got 2 though. I think maybe the first time you play this game, you think, oh, you can only get 1 in there. But, no, you can definitely do more. You can get up to 3, I think. And it speeds the fight up considerably if you can. Trying again. No, just 2. I don't like this fight. This is one of my least favorite, like, mini-boss or any kind of boss fights. Because you have to wait and wait and wait. And he finally opens his dumb mouth, and let's get a few more missiles in there. Almost 3. I don't think I get 3 at all when I do this, but you certainly can. I'm getting a little reckless. Here he is again. He opens his mouth in like regular intervals. So after roughly 15 seconds, I can almost feel it when he's going to do it. As long as you stay low on the bottom platform, the big hanging plant can't hit you. The pollen can, but it's not really that damaging. This is a reasonably easy fight. See, he's dead. And you gotta go at the top, so I'm gonna get ready to. I want the items though. I think a real speedrunner would ignore it, but I'm kind of a noob. Alright, through here, down here. The super missile, you can shoot out of the air if you're cool, like I'm gonna try and do. Oh, missed it. I can't get it at all. That wasn't on purpose, I was trying to be cool. Never mind. Alright, we got super missiles now. And super missiles are the item that you need to proceed in the game. Now that we have them, we can go forward. They want to show you the power of the super missile, so those bugs fall out of the ceiling when you fire it. It kind of rocks the screen a little bit. They're cool. And I'm pretty sure they have the damage of 5 normal missiles. I kind of sniped that guy out of the air. It was luck, though. Just below us is our first, like, gun upgrade, or our first arm cannon upgrade, the charge beam. Some enemies, like the plant boss, I don't think they react to normal shots, but if you use a charge shot of any sort, you get extra damage. There's a thing there, I just shot it. A power bomb thing for an energy tank, way later in the game, you can't do it yet. But just so you know, once you have your gravity suit way later in the game, you can go down there with a power bomb and get an E-tank. You'll use this, I just shot up there, you'll use an entryway up there later to head back to like where the morph ball was. Oops. This is where I first introduced the wall jumping, and I think it's a good part right here to introduce it at. Because it's the first part you really need to wall jump to get this missile upgrade. I mean, it's only a few missiles. You'll get hundreds of missiles by the end of the game. But I think the developers wanted to see who could get it, who couldn't, if you understand the wall jump mechanic yet. And if you do, they reward you for it. I said in my video that the developers reward you, the game rewards you for knowing the little tricks. So you'll experience this game one way. Oh, these guys drop super missiles a lot. You'll experience this game one way if you don't know a lot of the tricks, if it's your first time through, but it's a much different experience if you're, well, experienced with it. I didn't do it in my video, but that orange door back there has an X-ray scope. I'll get it in this video, you'll see it. Although I did kind of hint at it. I hate water, and there's actually like a really big water part to this game. This is unintentional, I screwed this up. Oops. Please don't regard this game, this is like a real speed run. There's a difference between what I'm doing, just showing you the game the way I would play it, and the way like a real pro would play it. Hold right so you don't fall through the floor here. You see where that hole opened up? I'll use that hole later to get back down, but I don't want to fall down it right now. Spacer beam. The green space pirates earlier that required missiles, you can kill them now with the spacer, without a charge shot or without anything fancy. And because we can wall jump, we're getting it early. Fall through the floor, hold right, because you don't want to fall into the grip of that grapple thing. The claw monster. We're technically in a different zone of the game now. This is the area called, I think it's Miranda. It's a big water level, and you can't get anywhere in it without the gravity suit from way later in the game. Alright, so you can go to Norfair, like we did in the video, but I'm going right for the first boss crate. I missed the jump. I'm gonna try it again. Boom, got it. It's tricky to do. I mean, that takes a lot of practice. Honestly, it was lucky that I got it in 2 tries. Shoot through here, down here. Not a very graceful run, but you get the idea. Already we're doing things a lot different. I mean, when you do early crate like this, we're skipping the early part of Norfair, or we're doing it in a more efficient order. I'm not skipping it. There's a save room to the right. We're not going to do it though. I can beat crate without dying. I'm fairly confident I can. Remember the green pirate swim earlier I was talking about? You can shoot right through them with the spacer. There's a mini crate. This is what the NES version would have portrayed him as. Like this little dude, maybe roughly your height. So maybe if that's what you were expecting from this game, there he was, but there's actually like a real crate, and he's huge. Yeah, so this is Big Crate. It's very impressive for the SNES's hardware. As a matter of fact, I think they need to have this black background so they can do the scaling right. This is Mode 7. I'm pretty sure that's how it works with Mode 7 graphics. So you use your crappy missiles to open his mouth, and then use your super missiles when you fire into his mouth. It's possible to kill Kraid right there. It's possible to beat him entirely before he even grows. Which I like that that's not scripted. So I'm trying to open his mouth, getting my super missiles ready. I don't have the high jump yet, so I need to do wall jumps to get back up on these platforms. But again, if you're comfortable enough with the wall jumps, it's not a big deal. Ugh. It's crowded in here. Got him. It's not unreasonably knocked around a lot like that. Alright, Varia's suit. I love this as a kid. I like the change in the way Samus looks. She's got like the bulky shoulders. Orange suit. It indicates you're further in the game. Power up! Okay, now we can go back to Norfair. With the Varia suit, we can withstand the heat. And that's all you need to progress in Norfair. As a matter of fact, I suspect it might be possible to beat Norfair without the Varia suit. But it's not something I want to try. I'm sure there's a tool-assisted run that does it, but I'm not interested. Okay, back up through here. We got these bugs again. You don't need to kill them. I'm killing them because I'm a noob. You do need to wall jump to get out of here, though, without the high jump boots. Oops. I was trying to do something fancy and I screwed up. Watch, I think I dropped the bomb in the wrong place. Oops. Get the E-tank from here. I hated fighting these bugs as a kid, but when you know to just fire a or like a normal missile up, they die really easily. It's no problem. Alright, back through here. If a door is gray like that, it usually means there's a condition under which it opens. Usually it's the condition that you just need to kill all the enemies in the room. But sometimes, I think like later in Miranda, you need to like beat the boss before it properly opens. Super missile through here. I don't know how you're supposed to figure out that you're supposed to do super missiles there. I know that the map, if you get the map like I did in my video, then it shows that there's stuff to the right, but you wouldn't think to like blow a wall in an elevator room. That green door is the gate door. We'll go there way later, but for now, we're gonna get an E-tank in here and the high jump boots. Alright, there's a trick to getting out of here. I just explained a second ago that those gray doors open under a certain condition. The condition for this room is that you kill this dude right here. You see how I killed him? You open the door, and now every other time you see it, it'll be blue. Bloop. So as you're trying to leave this room, it's a little easier. You don't need to hunt that little guy down if you kill him early. I didn't make that trick up. I saw it in a speed run. Whatever tricks I can manage, I try and do. I said earlier that my controller was funny. I'm pretty sure I said that earlier. The PlayStation 3 controller I'm using. And just here and there, I don't know what the deal is. I've been able to do it before. There are like little tricks or little things that I should be able to get really easily, little jumps to make, and I'm screwing them up. This game feels the best on like the native SNES hardware. It really does. It makes a big difference having CRT scan lines and having that original controller. Wasn't that cute? I tried to jump through there. Couldn't do it. I can. I don't want to embarrass myself any further, though. Alright, in this room, there's a missile tank, which you would never, ever think to run, to look for. I bet a lot of people back in the 90s were trying to do 100% runs. At the end of the game, they calculate like your total items found. And a lot of people are stuck at 98% because of this guy. It's in the lava, it's in this really weird corner, you don't have to go down here at all. So that's kind of irritating. I don't like that they put it there. But that's, I made a note of it in the video. That's what you do. In that most unassuming spot. You can save some time by morph balling down here. As a matter of fact, you can save more time if you can do a proper mock ball. Remember that, like the high speed morph ball? But again, it's a trick I can't do, so you have to settle for like the crappy morph ball I do. Remember the green bubble room? In the video, I said that it was a fork for Samus. You can either take the noob route or the pro route. I'm going to try and show you guys the pro route. This is the advantage of being really good at wall jumps and knowing where to do them. So I get the little health thing because I'm stupid. I see items and it's shiny to me and I want to grab them. Yeah, on the first try I did it. The little plant guy, he's going to give me a super missile. I mean, sometimes I can sit there for 2 or 3 minutes trying to make that jump, but I was lucky that I did it easily that time. Oops. Here I'm so proud of me landing that jump earlier and then I fall into the dumb lava. A little group of mobs spawn here, a little group of insect monsters. I think there's like 5 in that group. It doesn't look like it because I killed them so quickly, but a lot of items can drop. It's a good way to refill your items. I didn't talk about that. I should have talked about that in the video. I didn't. So this is full speed. I'm running full speed. But when you get the speed booster, it's a lot more exciting. Here's another weird missile you wouldn't think to look for. And I can't jump up there. I mean, again, I'm not calling this a really proper speed run. It's just the way I would play the game. And I think it's a really efficient way. Like if this is your first time through the game, or if you're not very experienced with it, this is a good route to follow. You gotta practice those wall jumps though, which are really a pain, honestly. Very, very painful to learn. This room is clearly built to demonstrate the speed boost to you. So we'll come back down this way. And I had to do a big run around in my video to get the wave beam, which is just beneath us. But I'll show you how to... I'm going for it, and I decided not to. I'll show you how to get the wave beam right now and save a ton of effort. So through the pink door. So I think there's a better way across these platforms here. If you jump from the bottom at the right speed, I don't know. I'm being a noob and just doing it the easy way. Or the safe way. So there's a missile, and then across from us, I mean just to the right, there's a big spike pit. But with the wall jump, which I'm not getting, again, I think this is the controller doing it. See, I tried twice. With a wall jump, now we have the wave beam. Otherwise, you would need the grapple hook. You need the grapple hook if you're not wall jumping. So the wave beam is one of the key items we need to get through like the gate of no return. Early in Brinstar, there was that gate. You need to fire at the little blue part to open it. The wave beam will penetrate through it, and you can hit the blue part and open the gate. And we're going to use that in just a second because there are several more gates like this in the game, and there's one really close by. Watch this. Oops, no, in a second. Yeah, you can do like a weird pseudo screw attack if you charge up your beam and then jump with a rolling jump like that. And I think it sometimes does more damage than like a normal charge shot would. Alright, there's a green door to the left right there, and I just sort of ignored it, and in a second, I'm going to realize that I didn't get it, and we'll have to go back for it. So I apologize for looking stupid. I mean, really, you don't need to go in there. It's a reserve tank and a missile. But again, if you're shooting for 100% completion, you need to get it, and I will. I know I'm ignoring it. Alright, so normally if you're going the long way, you go down there. But this is the shorter, more well thought out, more efficient way. Yeah, here's another patch of those little flying bug things. 5 spawn at a time, and I'm refilling here. See, I'm all juiced up. And I realized what I did, and here I go. I'm going back for it. Otherwise, you'd go left there. And I will. You'll see it. Now, there's a tricky little jump right here. Naturally, to get through this little pipe, you need to be in your morph ball state. So what I'm trying to do is jump and hit double tap down and turn to a morph ball. And I'm starting to think that I might need to go back, and then I land it. And I was kind of happy, because that'd be really embarrassing. I think I'd stop the run right there if I had to go the long way around. So I'm going to kill these pricks, and then I'm going to try and wall jump up there. And I'll get it one of these tries. Bingo. See, very possible. And I was supposed to get it earlier. Screwed it up. So here's a missile tank. In the next room, there's a cleverly hidden missile tank and a reserve tank. So already, like, our missile count's at 50. And by the end of the game, if you stay on 100% item completion, you'll have like 250 missiles. I hate this room. I always screw this room up. I'm always falling in the lava. There we go again. It's really easy to fall in. Here's our reserve tank. I touched on this in the video, but the reserve tank, if it's filled up properly, if it's filled up past 100% of your health, I think it'll save your life if you had 0 health. So it's useful to have, but if you're careful enough in the game, if you're experienced enough and you don't get beat up too much, you don't even need the reserve tanks. But I want to show you a high completion rate. Maybe I didn't say this, but my intended goal, where I'm going to stop this video, is about the same point that I stopped it in my winning tips and tricks video. But I want to show you like the most efficient way to get through here. To the best that I can do. Short of mockballing everywhere. And glitching things. So we'll go through the floor here. Remember the bugs earlier? You can restock here. You see the little auto indicator just lit up for the reserve tank, because I'm now above 100% health. Ignore these guys. You can fight them if you want to, but it's a waste of time. And we're gonna go left, and when we do, it's gonna take us right to the Crocomire boss, which is this is a much different path than what I took in the video. There's a save room above us if you're not confident about fighting him, but I am, so we're gonna go into it. In the video, I use super missiles a lot. I said the more damage you do to his mouth, the more he steps back. But the wave beam and spacer combination, when charged up, actually do pretty fair damage. So I'm using this instead, and I don't use any super missiles, I don't use any normal missiles. And I think I only goofed this up once. But this is a fairly quick way to do the boss, and you use very little resources. Yeah, that's where I screwed up. But I made up for it. This is kind of a boring fight too, but it's better than the dumb hanging plant thing. And you do need to stay on top of it. If you screw up too much, you're going to lose ground. This was a good run. This was a good fight. With 1 or 2 minor little gripes. Toasty! Am I right? Huh? Maybe there's a Terminator 2 reference here? I don't know. A more clever man than me could make it. You see, it looks like he's swimming in the acid, in the lava. Because there's little air bubbles. But air bubbles would imply, like, breathing. I thought he was a skeleton. I'm hiding. Do you like that? Oh, you done me a scare. I'm sorry, that's stupid. Alright, there's that E-tank to the right. And you can get it right now, but you'll get kind of roughed up trying. Alright, I said in the video that you need the grappling hook to get this, but with a really quick jump. I mean, I'm not even... Well, I might do it, but you don't even need to wall jump if you do it right. This is a really forgiving part for this power bomb. And then we're going to use this power bomb to clear away the runway for the grapple hook. Now, if you're going the long way, if you're going the slow way, like I showed in the video, you'll already have power bombs at this point. But at the expense of so much backtracking. We fall down here. There are missiles to the right through that pink door, and I didn't show it in the video because I feel like just for missiles it's going to take too much time. Clear this away. But I'm going to get it in this video. You'll see it in a second. I'll use a different route. So watch this. Jump. Oh, but we're going the other way. Do a wall jump. Here's a missile pack. I didn't show you this in the video either. Again, just for some missiles. I don't want to, like, add another 5 minutes onto the stupid video. It was 20 minutes as was. When I started making these, I was aiming for the goal of roughly like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a little bit less. Prick. And then when I'm hitting 20 minutes, I'm hitting 16 minutes, like in Legend of Zelda. It's I feel like it's too long. I wouldn't want to sit through all that. All right, so here's our grapple beam. This is the necessary. You need the grapple beam to. I mean, it really, really helps. So I'm going through to the right, but you need the grapple beam to reach like the wrecked ship later. Like I said, otherwise it really helps. So I'm going to dodge all these guys. And this is my my slightly special path. I'm going backwards. And I'm going to get the missiles in this room. And I wanted to do a really neat trick for you. I wanted to do a shine spark with the speed boots. And I'm going to try to. You'll see it. I'm going to try to. But for the life of me, I can't get a single shine spark to work in this run. There are several parts where I try it, and it was not happening. And I think it was the controller. On native hardware, I can usually nail it, but with this different controller, it's kind of subtle, but it makes a world of difference, honestly. If you can play this on the original hardware, it's a different experience completely. So you want to get the speed boost going, and hit down. Oh, and I goofed it up. So we're just going to wall jump up here instead. The Shine Spark is a cool move you can do with the speed booster, where you can, like, I don't know, zoom in a direction. You lose a little bit of health, but it's really cool. And I wish I could show you it in any respectful run. They'll do it constantly. Like right here, it makes sense to Shine Spark. I'm just gonna do a big jump. See, I tried it right there. It's not working. I did it again. And see, I'm very upset. Because I can usually do it. I tried it a third time. And I just say, screw it, we're doing a big jump. Which works pretty well. And now if you don't have the grapple beam getting back, you need to wade through the lava, and you're gonna lose a lot of health. So I waited until we had the grapple beam to do this. Okay, so we're doing another deviation from my original video. In the video I said to go to the right, and I shouldn't have said that, because actually there's an item, there's another missile container above us. It's not hard to get, and I just goofed up in the video. And when I was doing this run, I realized it. Yeah, so there's a missile container. If you go up instead, like we're doing here, you can use the grapple beam to get across right here. And then here's our missile container. And here's another gate of no return. But you can't use the wave beam to penetrate it. Since it's green, you need a super missile. It's only one way. Strictly one way. There's no wave beam activity that will open it. Alright, so now we're going up to the ice beam. Again, I've done very little backtracking. Here's that map room, by the way. Yeah, very little backtracking, and I'm still picking everything up. This is very efficient. Run through here, ba-boom, ba-boom. And then normally in the slow run, you'd bomb through the floor there with power bombs, but we didn't need to do it because we used the wave beam earlier. Here's a couple tricky little jumps. They're not hard. You can do them if you don't have a lot of experience. Just double tap down and turn into a morph ball. Clear those guys out, which I didn't do properly. Oops. And here's our ice beam. The ice beam makes certain areas a lot easier. You may not even need it to get through the whole game, I don't know. But it certainly makes a lot of jumps much, much easier. And if you can't wall jump, it's essential. Like hell I'm gonna go around. Kinda cool, huh? So freeze these guys, make your little bridge. Angle your weapon down to make the shots. Freeze this guy. And we're heading back up to Brinstar now. Fire some shots right here. You'll see me do it. You see how I'm doing it? It'll clear out anything in front of me. Except it hits me anyway. I think that was bugged or something. I don't know. Maybe I waited too, or maybe I did too early. Back up the elevator. Now, without wall jumps and stuff, without getting the early items, you need to go up and down this elevator to fight Kraid and to get the Spazer again and to get the power bombs. But we're all doing it in one smooth transition. I don't know. There's a thing here I showed in my video. If you drop a power bomb, you can break that pipe, and that's like the real way into Miranda, which I didn't. Yeah, I tried for another shine spark there. I didn't really explore it in my video, but if you do make it that far, or you're at least familiar with the game, then you'll need to break that pipe back there. Freeze these guys. I hate water. When you get the gravity suit later, it takes care of it, which you're not going to see in this video. I'm sorry. Goofed up my wall jump. Freeze this guy. Make this jump a lot easier. And unlike my video, I hinted at this, but we're actually going to explore it now. See, it's shiny and it draws my attention, but I gotta keep on track. I didn't show this room at all. When you're coming through here, these like little light bugs, they look like light bulbs. If you kill them, it makes the room darker to the point where it's almost impossible to see. So I'm only going to freeze them and just let them go. Naturally, this place is very hard, if not impossible to do without the grapple hook. So we're going to wait until now to do it. Alright, this is like a little puzzle room. It's actually, you get the X-ray scope here. And you're supposed to like turn it on, and when you select it, you can hold the run button, the dash button, and it'll fire like a little light, like an X-ray light. But I know how to get through this room, so I don't use it at all. I don't use it at all in this run. But that's how you do it. You select it, and then you hold dash, and you can X-ray stuff. It's useful if you suspect maybe like there's a wall you can bomb through. Then you can just fire the X-ray thing at it and take a look. So again, we're only freezing these guys. I should have killed one to show you what happens if you kill them. You know how it changes the lighting in the room. So I'm gonna drop a power bomb here. You need it to get through the wall. I have to get it, don't I? Alright, now we make a big jump here. And we're going to run into these little turtles. And I think it's possible to climb this shaft without freezing these guys, but it's very hard. I've tried it, and it takes me a long time to get up there. Whereas when you freeze them, it's way easy, and I goofed up there. It's lucky that I landed back in the platform, huh? This room tends to get me messed up a lot too. I take a lot of hits. So now in our original run, when we complete this area, get our power bombs, we need to go all the way back. But we don't need to do that at all when you do it the fast way. And I feel like my fast way isn't unreasonable, as long as you're somewhat practiced with some of the tricks. It doesn't require a lot of work. Like, this is a great path if you've beaten the game maybe once before, and you're interested in upping your game, taking it to the next level. These are the winning tips and tricks. Missile container back here, which you could spot if you had the X-ray beam. Although I don't know why you would X-ray that wall, but there it is. Kind of a tricky location. I'm pretty sure up until now I've gotten every item. I mean, we're almost done with this video. I think I've gotten everything you need to get. So if you're following along, you're right where you should be. And I know that there's some like little like mock ball exploits where you can get another item or two. But not using that. Oh, there's a save room right there if you're interested. But yeah, but not using any particularly hard moves. We're at about 100% right now. We're right where we should be. So I'm gonna drop a bomb here, turn it to a morph ball for no reason. You don't need to. And I hate those little vice grip things, those little claw things, those little crab things, those little lobster things. So I'm gonna freeze them. Alright, now we're headed back up to criteria. I hinted at this at the end of my video. I didn't really talk about it though. At the very beginning of this, I was like, oh, don't go to the right. But what this is going to spit us out, where this is going to spit us out, is to the right of your ship. And then the wrecked ship, you have to fight through the ceiling here. The wrecked ship is to the right, so when you're ready to move on, when you're ready for the next chapter, go to your right. But to your left here, which is guarded by a green door, here's where your ship is. I tried for another Shine Spark. Alright, this is about the end. You can save in your ship. Your ship will always refill all your items. It's different from a normal save point. Yep, we're going to save. And if you wanted to, you can get a whole bunch of new items, because we have a bunch of new, like, means of accessing things that we couldn't have before, that we didn't have before. So I'm going to reset it here. According to the game, I mean, we're a clear 1/3 of the way through the game. And according to the game's clock, which I don't think is right, we're only 30 minutes in. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe I'll do something like this in the future. Have a good day, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, thanks for watching.